Tennessee Tornado was the first major thrill coaster added to Dollywood. It was the last of the Arrow multi-loopers ever built, but it may be their best one. Unlike their prior coasters, Tennessee Tornado is smooth and filled with custom elements. It really is a shame that Arrow went bankrupt because they had figured something out with Tennessee Tornado, but at least we can still appreciate this coaster. Find out why it's so good in this review. From 1989 through 1998, Dollywood was home to Thunder Express, an Arrow mine train relocated from Six Flags St. Louis. But the coaster was removed for something much bigger from Arrow. Tennessee Tornado opened in 1999 as one of Arrow's final coasters. While Arrow had been building mega loopers since the 1970s, they hadn't built one since 1995. And Tennessee Tornado had some key differences. First, it was designed by Alan Schilke, who is most famous for his work on Rocky Mountain construction coasters. This pushed Arrow to forego their cookie-cutter standard-sized elements in favor of more unique elements. 2. Computer-aided design. This led to more fluid transitions and explains why Tennessee Tornado is so much smoother than the company's older loopers. 3. The ride would feature a more modernized support structure with tubular steel columns. Arrow had experimented with this support style on Dragonfire at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, but that coaster was horrifically rough by all accounts. The ride also managed to reuse some elements of Thunder Express. Tennessee Tornado repurposed the ride's old station and transfer track, which saved Dollywood nearly $1 million. Tennessee Tornado ultimately cost Dollywood $8 million. The ride features 3 inversions and covers 2,682 feet, or 817 meters of track, but there's a popular rumor that the ride was shortened due to budget issues. The ride's original press release did state the coaster would have 4 inversions and quote-unquote several more loops and turns after the Iron Butterfly, which has fueled this rumor. However, the ride had a set budget from the start. Arrow just provided Dollywood with multiple layouts, and the one we see today was deemed the most exciting. It's likely the marketing material was prepared before the final layout was picked. Tennessee Tornado is themed to a devastating twister. The ride itself is a pretty bland brown paint scheme, and there isn't much to look at during the main layout, at least from theming perspective. You do have some signs in the queue line, and the station features some swinging lights overhead. The ride usually has a moderate wait. Because of its location in the very back of Dollywood, it's usually a walk-on for the first hour or two, and the line usually dies by the end of the day. While it doesn't get as long of a line as some of Dollywood's other roller coasters, Tennessee Tornado does typically run just one train, so that can be problematic on busier days. The crew can load the coaster very quickly because of the simplistic restraints, but there's only so much they can do if the park is slammed. I suspect the decision to run one train is maintenance related. Tennessee Tornado has a short final brake run, and the coaster carries a ton of speed into it. So when the ride runs 2 trains, the ride has to come to a very swift and abrupt stop. When the coaster runs just one train, the final brakes slow the train, but it never fully stops it as it just keeps on rolling into the station. Tennessee Tornado originally had friction brakes, but they were upgraded with magnetic ones in 2008. This coaster runs a 7-car Arrow train, which seats up to 28 riders. My favorite seat by far is the back because of the ride's awesome drop. The station is super narrow, so the attendants will only let enough people into the station to fill the next train, but they'll usually take seating requests and allow you to wait an extra train for your row of choice if needed. The trains feature the familiar Arrow over-the-shoulder restraints. They're fine, especially because of how smooth this ride is. Unlike the other Arrows, you do not need to worry about head banging or neck chopping here. This ride is very smooth. Once dispatched, you turn 180 degrees out of the station and you slowly navigate the straightaway in the maintenance shed. During this part, you'll hear some ominous audio of wind howling, which is a really nice touch. You then turn towards the ride's 163-foot tall lift hill, and you start climbing up that mountain. One of the best aspects about Tennessee Tornado is its location. It is built both on a mountain and nestled in a wooded valley. This isolated location hides much of the layout from view, especially when the trees are in bloom. And it also makes Tennessee Tornado an awesome night ride, because there's very little light back there. At the top of the lift, you navigate this small drop, and if you're in that back car, you'll actually get a little bit of floater airtime as you're pulled over the crest. But that's just the appetizer. You then round a corner and head down the ride's main drop, which is one of the better drops out there. It's a 128-foot or 39-meter tall plunge that tunnels through the mountain. It feels like you're plunging into a black hole because you're enveloped on all sides. It's a really neat visual, and if you're in the back cars, you will get some great sustained floater airtime the entire way down. The first inversion is a 110-foot or 34-meter tall spiral loop. This is basically a supersized vertical loop that's really circular. This is the largest inversion that Arrow ever designed. Unlike their prior loops that were loaded with positive Gs, the spiral loop causes the train to noticeably slow down at the apex, so it feels a whole lot floatier. I really like this inversion. You then navigate a quick turnaround. It's nothing special, it just transitions you from point A to point B and drops you further down the valley, but it does it smoothly and fast. You then rip through the iron butterfly. At first glance, it looks like a batwing, but the first element is a traditional vertical loop before going through a sidewinder. You get some good positive Gs entering the first loop, and they intensify in the subsequent valley and sidewinder. You carry so much speed through this element. You then navigate a quick turn and hop into the brake run. Now, because of how sharply you jump into the brakes, you will get an abrupt pop of airtime. Just watch out for your knees. Because the brakes start decelerating you while you're still popped out of your seat, you're going to lurch forwards and it's pretty easy to smash your knees into the seat in front of you, especially if you're a taller rider. I know to brace for it, but it can catch first timers off guard. It's the only moment on the ride that can be potentially uncomfortable. Tennessee Tornado is fun and fast paced, but it does have a flaw: its length. The ride is over in a flash. You have less than 30 seconds of prime ride time and only a few elements. I really wish Tennessee Tornado had more to it, but the exciting layout just causes me to get back in line. So what would I rate Tennessee Tornado? I would give the final Arrow Mega Looper an 8 out of 10. What this ride does is great. It starts with the setting. I love how the lift hill and drop hug the mountain. Heck, the drop goes through the mountain. Then the 3 inversions are tucked in that wooded valley. The elements are sweet as well. The first drop is one of my favorites on any coaster. Then you have a giant floaty inversion, followed by 2 forceful ones. And their whole ride is very smooth. The ride's lone flaw is its brevity, but I'd prefer a short, action-packed ride over one that overstays its welcome. This is my favorite sit-down Arrow looper because of its location, speed, elements, and smoothness. It really is a bummer that Arrow went bankrupt shortly after this coaster, because it's clear they were entering a new age of designs. Tennessee Tornado feels so radically different than their earlier loopers, and that's a good thing. So those are my thoughts on Tennessee Tornado at Dollywood. What are your thoughts on Arrow's final looper? Do you agree it's the best one they ever built? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you considered subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.